Hey, how's it going today, my friends? Mr. Green here, and we're on to part 2 of this tractor cab build. I recently, this morning, got the roof on, so that's just welded onto the end of these 4 bars. One there, one there, one there, and that's all I've got done yet this morning. I don't know if I've explained to anybody yet, but I am using safety glass in this one instead of Lexan that I used in my last one. Reason being is the guy where I get a lot of my steel from has an old cab kicking around from a bulldozer, and tomorrow I've got to go pick it up, and I'm going to be cutting the panels out for it to fit into these doors and such, for the front, back, sides, everything. So today I don't want to get too far ahead, not knowing the sizes of the windows and stuff before I start framing. So right now I've just been kind of screwing around with closing this part in here around the pedals. So as you can see, I've got a little bar stepped up here, it goes across, and then I took these 2 sheets or pieces here, bent them, welded them in, and then there's going to be sheet steel that goes on top of that after, 16th gauge, same as the roof. So this is all I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of working my way along. I've got to figure out a way to close in this corner now, and that's my next project, and then I've got to do the exact same thing to the other side. So once I get both sides done, we'll be back and I'll show you what I've done. Okay guys, well, I got this side all done now and framed out. What I did was just box out to the edge of the cab here, and sorry about the noise of the trucks in the background. And then I've got 2 straps coming down here, down to the top of that, and this will all be covered in sheet metal, so, and tacked on there and painted so that everything looks nice. So I did just get back from the metal yard. I picked up a sheet of 14 gauge steel to bend around all of this stuff and cap everything off, and then I picked up another 50 feet of 1-inch square tubing. Total cost so far for all the steel was $240, and that includes all the steel that I will need now. And like I said, all the windows and everything else are free. So yeah, it's relatively cheap. This should cost me, all said and done, paint, everything included. Plus you gotta consider I still got all the wiring and fuse box and all of that stuff to be mounted in here. So all said and done, this should cost me about $400 to build this cab. To buy this cab is $4,000. I priced it out all over the internet, and the cheapest I could find was about $3,600, and that was soft sides too. That's not glass. So I mean, to build this, you know, for $400, I'm way ahead of the game, and it's a fun project to do, and I get to make a video for you guys. So alright, well, we'll be back here in a little bit once I get a little bit further. Okay guys, well, it's the next day, and I just got back from a friend's place and picked up this old cab. He was gonna just scrap it, and it is perfect for me for all the safety glass. So I am going to salvage what's here, and the plan is to cut around the windows and weld these ones in, and it should give me a really cheap cab. And the other thing he ended up having was an old heater for a tractor. Now that one's a little bit too big the way it's configured right now, so I'm gonna disassemble it and reconfigure it to work in my tractor, and that'll be a later on project. We're not worried about heat yet. So as you can see, there's quite a few pieces of glass in here, so I'm gonna go around and lay out which pieces of glass go where in what section, and then I can start building the frames for it. So yeah, and I got all the steel here, it's all ready to go. And yeah, so once I get all these labeled out, we'll kind of go over each one. Okay guys, well, as you can tell, I got the first 2 windows out. One is the front window, one is the back window, and then we're going to use some other windows in here too. So I got these cut all out between a cutoff disc and a metal cutting blade on the Sawzall. I've been able to get all of these out. So this is now the front window. Now I just got to build a framework for it to all fit in, and that's the rear window. I may add some more to the rear window, not sure yet, because there is some other smaller windows in here that may give me a little bit more visibility off the back. So, but that's how I'm going to do this, is I'm going to do it in steps, because it's so much work cutting all of it out of the out of there. So the best thing for me to do is to just do one section at a time. So I'm going to do this window first, which is the front, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, well, I got that all cut out now, and now I've got this all framed here in the front, and I've got the first piece of glass in. It worked actually quite well. Thank goodness I kept my lines nice and straight when I cut out the window, and all I did was just take another piece of 1-inch square tubing and built my frame out, and then welded the new panel in. And then with that sheet steel, I'm going to wrap this here and wrap this here. So everything will be closed in nice and tight, and it's gonna look so much nicer. So, and luckily this one's already got the windshield wiper in it, so I don't have to mess with that. I can't complain, and it's almost exactly the size of the window I need for the front. So now we just got the 2 doors to do and the back. I'm gonna do the back next. But I'm going to take a break for a while, and then we'll update you again here shortly. Okay guys, well, I'm working on the back now, and I just installed this. This is one of the back windows out of that cab out there. So, and this one already had barrel hinges on it and everything. So it now opens, and this is going to be my, like, say, safety window, or like, say if the tractor ever flipped over, because this side's going to be a solid enclosed, because I never get out that side, and only this side is actually going to open. So if it ever did by chance ever fall over, and I couldn't get out this side, then all I'd have to do would be lift up on the seat and climb out here. So, and it's going to add for ventilation back here too, and that's going to be great. So, like in the front, this is all going to be closed in after. I still got to add a piece of tube in here, and then it's going to be time to work on the back window, which is out there cut out already. I just got to get the framework put it together, and it can be installed. So we're getting close, and yeah. Okay, well, I've got the back pretty much done now too, other than the skin that has to go on. What I did is I got the bottom here, and then the top windows in and welded in. Eventually there's going to be a windshield wiper that will clean this back window. So I've got to close this in here the same as I'm going to do on the front, so all of that will be closed in and painted. And this window opens on the bottom, so, which is nice for in the summertime. If I want it a little cooler, that will allow it to cool down a little bit. So yeah, well, that's going to be it for today. This is going to be probably a pretty long video as it is, so I'll get this one edited up and get it up for you guys, and the next thing is going to be working on the doors, and then it's going to be skinning the outside of it, and then there's still heater and lights and wiring and all of that. So I'm not sure how many parts this is going to be, but it is coming along quite nice now. Tomorrow's Sunday. That's when you guys will be watching this video, so I'll be working on the doors tomorrow. So Thanks a lot for everybody for checking this video out, and please remember to subscribe. And as always, if you click that thumbs up button, it would be greatly appreciated. Have a great day.